Several safety hazards may be present in your workplace every day. For example, risks of injury associated to the use of a machine tool, health and environmental hazards when using chemical products, or performing tasks in facilities that are likely to be hazardous. These various health, safety and environmental hazards do not have the same level of severity regarding potential accidents. Therefore, the risk of cutting yourself when holding a sheet of paper will be considered less serious than the risk of being cut by the knives of a machine tool on an assembly line. In various workplaces, a risk analysis is completed to identify hazards, in order to implement the required actions to ensure a safer workplace for everyone. Whether it is through occupational health and safety managers, OHS meetings, or indications provided by manufacturers, you will receive instructions to perform your tasks safely by reducing safety hazards. These instructions generally focus on the PPE to be used to protect yourself and/or minimize the negative impacts on your health. However, as a worker, an occupational health and safety manager, or an executive, are there any other more efficient means that are to be implemented to reduce safety hazards in the workplace? While personal protective equipment has a real impact in helping to protect a worker performing a hazardous job, it is not the most efficient to limit health, safety, and environmental hazards. In fact, there are more efficient control measures to act directly at these sources of hazards. This is what we call the hierarchy of hazard controls. This inverted pyramid shows 5 control levels, from the most efficient to the less efficient, from top to bottom. Let's start with the most efficient step, the one that has the best impact on risk prevention: elimination. Eliminating the hazard is the first and the best control measure we can put in place. This means we have identified and removed the hazard. For example, to eliminate pulmonary health hazards, we can remove from the workplace all the asbestos panels that were installed in the past. This could be a greater expense, but a sustainable solution that will benefit to all workers in the end. If you are not able to eliminate the hazard at its source, risk substitution is a suitable alternative to elimination. It is about replacing a hazardous situation by a much less hazardous one. For example, it's not possible to remove solvents used in a manufacturing process, as they are essential to the process. However, to minimize their negative impact on the health of those workers who must use them, there are alternative products, made with other chemical compounds, which can be used instead. That is the case, for example, of volatile organic compounds, VOC, that are present in some paints. It would therefore be possible to replace these currently used paints with other ones that do not contain VOC, or just a little. When substitution is not possible, the third most efficient way to protect yourself from hazards is to implement a technical control, i.e., a system that will help you isolate the source of a hazard. This is what we call the engineering controls of hazards. They include the modification of equipment, the manufacturing of additional parts, the implementation of control technologies, in fact, any addition of material or technology to control the hazard. This could be, for example, machine enclosure, or adding acoustic barriers to limit the impact of noise annoyance on your hearing health. Administrative controls of hazards can be implemented to prevent accidents. They represent the rules, procedures, work instructions, and other documented information used to provide a well-defined framework to control the hazard characteristics. For example, they can be a hearing protection program, staff rotation, operational procedure, or training. This is the case when working in hot environments, where there is a risk of heat stroke. Because the nature of the operations cannot be changed, a procedure to monitor and limit the consecutive hours of work of each worker will help reduce the risks associated to heat stress. The personal protective equipment against hazards is the last line of defense, the least effective control means, as it is used directly on the person, and its efficiency depends on many factors. For example, ear inserts and helmets used for noise reduction. In certain cases, it is impossible to remove a machine or to substitute one for another. The possible arrangements to mitigate noise annoyances are limited, and the implementation of a procedure does not allow the reduction of noise at a safe level. Workers who must perform tasks with such a machine have to wear the adequate PPE to protect their hearing health. In summary, the hierarchy of controls shows that certain responses are more efficient than others in ensuring a worker's health and safety and environmental preservation. When a hazard is identified, the control measures should be applied in the following order. 1. Eliminating the source of a hazard. 2. Replacing the source of a hazard with a safer option. 3. Implementing technical means to limit hazards. 4. Implementing procedures or administrative controls. 5. Wearing PPE as a last resort. If elimination at the source is not possible, a combination of several measures will further limit the hazards. While PPE is necessary for workers to limit the risk of injury or accident, the implementation of devices, as discussed in this capsule, should not be limited solely to individuals. To learn more about this topic, please consult our e-learning platform and catalog as well as our training and professional services in risk management.